Hey everyone, welcome back to CAF's Heroes of Sport. My name is Bob Babbitt, co-founder of the Challenged Athletes Foundation. Every week we get to chat to some of the world's greatest challenged athletes. Young man I met for the first time a couple weeks ago at Challenge Miami, Mr. Robert Rodriguez joins us. Robert, how you doing?
I'm doing amazing, Bob. I hope you're doing well as well.
You all recovered from your first ever triathlon down at Challenge Miami?
Yes, sir. I'm all recovered. I'm back at training and getting ready to take on the next one.
So Robert, take me back. Fibular Hemimelia. You ended up having your leg amputated below the knee, 10 months old. So growing up, knowing that you're different, how was life for you?
Yes, it was interesting because technology and times were a lot different back then. And growing up, all I wanted to do was fit in and be normal and look like the other kids. So I tried to adapt this mindset of proving myself, which I believe gave me some of my competitors' edge now as an adult of trying to keep up with and beat, able-bodied athletes.
So what sports did you get into as a kid?
Yeah, my first sport that I played in a league team was baseball. So my dad put me on my first baseball team, and from there, of course, I fell in love with. I started doing karate. My mom put me in karate, and then I joined my first basketball team in seventh grade. So baseball, karate, and basketball were my first three sports.
And back then, in terms of the equipment, in terms of the prosthetic you were using, compare what you were using then to what you're using now.
Oh my goodness, night and day, night and day. My so what we call back then would be a satch foot, a foam covered foot. It had no energy return or spring in it, if you will, and I had to learn how to maneuver and try to keep up with just those outdated feet that we used to use. Now our toes have indentations, and it makes it a lot easier on the joints nowadays. Sometimes my foot would break. A lot of times my foot would break, and my mom would duct tape it and just tell me, "Get back out there."
So, were you conscious of the fact that you were different from the other kids when you were playing sport, or was sport sort of the level playing field?
Absolutely. I knew I was always different, but in my mind, I felt like I had a special ability, and sports gave me confidence. And the better that I did at a sport, I realized, okay, I'm not so different. I just have more eyes and attention on me. And once I saw that, it just became more, just more inspiration for myself to be better, to do better, and to show people, all right, I'm a little bit different, but I'm good too. I can do this too, just like everyone else.
And when I look at the different sports, stand-up and amputee, basketball, soccer, Paris Spartan, talk a little bit about what sports you felt you would be good at, because obviously a lot of people who are amputees are playing wheelchair basketball, but you've always been being a stand-up athlete.
Yes, sir. So again, I just wanted to compete with everyone else
Mhm.
until I found adaptive sports. And same thing, when I found adaptive sports, I wanted to do everything. So that's why I kind of got involved in all of them. And I always played basketball. I'm from New York. Basketball is a very big part of our culture. And once I found the AMP1 basketball team and was able to create my own basketball team, and I saw there were guys like me out there in the country who wanted to play in their prosthetics and show people. We always have this joke, I'm missing an ankle, but I can take ankles on the court. That was, I said, okay, I can do this, and I wanted to show other amputees, especially young children, that if you have a dream, that you can really do it. It might take us some time, a little bit more effort in the gym, and to work and hone in our skills, but we can do it too.
So growing up, the fact that you were missing a leg, did you have other limitations? Did you have family issues that you were dealing with as well growing up?
1,000%. So for one, for those who don't know, I'm a victim of a house fire. When I was young, my house burned down, and which caused my family to move around a lot. My father was around, but he was in and out of my life. I'm a victim of abuse as well. So sometimes my leg wasn't the hardest thing that I was facing.
Yeah.
And I had to really have a positive mindset. And my mom always would tell me that I wouldn't be given anything that I couldn't handle, and that this was for a reason. So sometimes my leg, I was able to be passive to it because I was dealing with so many other issues as a young man. And that's why sports were my outlet, because as children, even if you have all your limbs, we need outlets and ways to express ourselves. I often did that with writing and making music, again, with playing sports.
So I look at the other things, American Ninja Warrior. Talk a little bit about that. And you've been doing some different TV work over time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I've been on various shows like Ink Masters, which is on Netflix now, Damages, 7 Seconds, Force Verdun. Mike Rowe and I did a show together called Returning the Favor. And my most notable is American Ninja Warrior, which was an amazing experience. Funny enough, I also play sled hockey. And the week before I was supposed to go on American Ninja Warrior, I was in Massachusetts playing in a sled hockey tournament and dislocated my shoulder. Doctors told me, do not go on the show because I can tear my rotator cuff, then I wouldn't be playing any sports. And I didn't know what to do. My wife's father was dying of cancer at the same time. And he ended up passing away the day we were supposed to go to Cleveland to be on American Ninja Warrior. I told them I wouldn't be able to make it because I was injured. And my wife's father had just passed away. But they gave me an opportunity to go to Denver, which was the last state. And I was 2 weeks out of dislocated shoulder, could barely move it. But I kind of trusted the signs. I flew out. My aunt, who suffered third-degree burns from the house fire when I was a kid, she came. I brought my son, and I got a chance to meet a lot of amazing athletes. I got off on the second obstacle, and which was swinging. I had to swing and clamp onto the next hook, which is just hard to do with a shoulder that's probably 15%. So I plan on going back. The next year we ended up going to the World Cup because I play on the USA amputee soccer team and then got into my triathlon journey. So I do plan on going back to be on American Ninja Warrior.
And your documentary Able was up for an Emmy Award. That's pretty cool.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So to come from, a dynamic again of, being a victim of a house fire, abuse, missing my leg, moving around, my entire childhood, my mother and I, we always had these dreams that this was all for a reason. And this is, that I was here to do something special. And by playing sports, I work for Hanger. I'm a community care coordinator. I work professionally in the industry for over 7 years to start an organization where I can speak. I've spoken around the world. And I also work for a nonprofit called Limb Kind, where we provide prosthetics to children around the world. To do all of that in my life of coming from nothing and make it into something and then have it put into a film like Able, and to have it nominated for an Emmy was just a dream come true for not only for me, but for my family. And again, for my mother, who just sacrificed so much for me to be here today.
So Robert, talk a little bit about deciding, I'm already playing soccer, I'm playing basketball, I'm doing all this stuff. I need a little more complication in my life. Maybe I'll find a sport that where I'll need a wetsuit, I'll need a bicycle, I'll need to run, I'll need to travel. I need to find the biggest pain in the butt sport there is on the planet so that I can jump into that. What led you to getting into triathlon and then connecting really with CAF?
Woo. Well, so CAF, it was one of the first clinics when I started getting into adaptive sports. I'm 33 now. I was 22. I went to a swimming clinic and it opened up my eyes and I was like, holy cow. This is before I started playing basketball and getting into adaptive sports. My prosthetist brought me to a running clinic and the swim clinic, and that opened up my eyes. And just being a part of CAF throughout time, I didn't pursue it as much. And then I also started playing on the USA sitting volleyball development team, which CAF is heavily involved in.
Yes.
So CAF has been a part of my journey since I got into adaptive sports. But last year during COVID, I've always thought about triathlon. Back in 2016, I found out really about it, and I had a good friend named Billy Davis, and he told me I should try to do it. And I was like, man, no way, I'm playing these other sports. But then COVID hit, and obviously a good friend of mine, where you got pictures on him of him in the back, Rudy Garcia Tolson, him and I, he's a part of that nonprofit where we help children in different countries. And we spoke about it, and he told me I should try to do it. And once I saw him, of course, in a movie that you know about, We Are Tri, and I spoke to Rudy personally, and he said, if you're serious to do it, I believe that you can do it. He let me borrow his bike, and then I felt like I had no excuses. And then I had time because I wasn't traveling because of COVID. So I started working out, ended up getting a coach, Brian Fallon from Aquaterra, one of my good friends, Chris Jean-Pierre. He became my personal trainer for strength and conditioning. And I literally had zero excuses, Bob, on why not to do triathlon. I had the time, I had the resources, and I said, you know what? I think this is for me. And since I play so many sports, why not choose a sports that's 3 sports? And that, my wife was really happy about that.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah. More time away. Yeah, great.
Yep, yep.
And then you applied for a grant to CAF for travel expenses to go to Challenge Miami.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So excited because again, as you know, triathlon is an expensive sport as well as time consuming. And CAF, and along with your help as well, hooked me up with the Xterra wetsuit, the grant, and so that this way I can pursue my dream of being an elite triathlete. So I still play on the USA soccer team, but now my focus is to try to get to the highest level I can as an amputee in regards to para triathlon. And I actually start racing in 3 weeks in the USA development camps to try to make a name for myself in this sport. And I owe a lot of that help to CAF.
What's so cool about that is, so this is the perfect time to be working up towards France, right? For the 2024 Paralympics and yes. Just getting into it. What was the experience like coming to, there was the first time you've done a triathlon where it was open water. Yep. So you're swimming in a wetsuit really for the first time in a race. And there were 1,600 people out there for that weekend of triathlon. What was the experience like for you?
Wow. The experience was like no other. I can't even put it into words because you envision it. And it's been months and months of me training and building up my mind and my body and watching videos and just trying to put myself in that atmosphere. But there's nothing like being there. It was an amazing experience. Us as the physically challenged athletes, we had to go last. So yep. We went last from everyone. So as I jumped into the water, it was exactly what I thought it was. It was hectic. As I start to pass people in the water, I'm getting kicked and shoved. And I was just like, you know what? Let me just continue to try to make my time and do my race. And then the bike course was just amazing. The run to be on the track, the challenge family is amazing. And I can't put it into words. I got a chance to meet, obviously, Tyler Butterfield and pro athletes. And I was just really excited to be there to start my journey off at that atmosphere. I felt like was another sign for me that I was doing the right thing, that I'm on the right path.
Not just that, but you came away with one of these guys.
Yes, sir.
You
yes, sir.
Won the PC division.
Yes. Well, hold on here. Let me. We're showing off. Let me just show it off a little bit. Yes. Yeah, so I'm super excited to kind of walk away with the helmet, to take first place in the division, and just to show people that you can do and be anything if you stay consistent and you believe in yourself. And again, just to kind of start my journey off the right way, to spend time with you, who I've looked up to and watched your interviews, and you've obviously been a great catalyst for Rudy. To put it all together, I feel like is just something I can't explain. I'm truly blessed, and again, I feel like I'm on the right path.
So for people who don't quite get it, when we talk about the power of sports and the importance of sports, in your words, how important is sport?
Sport is so important, Bob. And I want to say for so many reasons. I'm a father of 2, and one for young kids to keep our minds busy now. And nowadays, there's so many things that society throws at us. Sports teaches you how to be around others, to work with others, to fail, to learn, to progress. And that's for anyone at any age. At Challenge Miami, there was a woman who was 79, who took the podium. To me, that's inspirational, to see that no matter what level, no matter what age, no matter where you are, that we embrace each other, that if you believe in yourself, you can do it. And it's a way to stay healthy. Again, this is such a challenging time for all of us. Sports are a way to keep our minds and our bodies fresh, and then to keep the camaraderie of the community.
I love it. Hey, Robert, thank you so much for taking time. We love having you part of the CAF family.
Thank you.
It's going to be a ton of fun following your journey, hopefully all the way to Paris.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for everything you do, Bob. You know how much I admire you and all you've done for the community and our sport. So I'm honored to be here, and thank you so much to CAF for having me.
Robert Rodriguez has been our guest again, CAF's Heroes of Sport. We will catch you next time. See ya.
Peace.